morning. I'm putting my big coat on because we're about to leave the house and it is a very stormy day. We are going to spend the day doing a little bit of house hunting. I haven't really brought you guys along on the journey of actually looking at houses yet, and I figured since it's been such a long time of us and such a process, and I've been sharing it with you guys along the way, I might as well let you guys peep at some of the stuff that we're looking at. I don't know if any of these are it. I think it's really good to know what's happening in the market when you're looking for a house, kind of everywhere in the region that you're interested in. We are committed and motivated, obviously, rain or shine, in it. When everybody's staying home, enjoying their own little cozy fireplace, saying, you know what? I'm not going out today. We're going, you know what?
We're looking for a home today.
We're gonna go out and look for a place that we can do that in next year. We are on our way to Wright & Co. in Havelock North, which is a breakfast place that we love. How are you feeling today?
Feeling great.
Husband?
Woke up, did a little workout in the kitchen of our Airbnb. Tried to do a cold plunge in the pond out front, but the pond was about that deep and then like sinking mud, so I reassessed and canceled that plan. But I'm looking forward to a good coffee and a good brunch, and then we're gonna go take a look at some houses and see if we can't find a place to call home. It's been quite a journey so far on that front.
We just tried to go to Wright & Co. and just our little trek there, we got very wet. Insert our clip of us returning right now. It is so
wet.
It is so wet out there.
It's so wet.
It's so wet.
That was like, we're drenched and we're literally, that was maybe 4 seconds from the car to the overhang.
So we are looking for a restaurant that the lovely lady standing outside recommended to us. She said that it was called Miner, or like Miner's Restaurant, Havelock North. And we drove down the street. Oh, there it is. Miner's Rest Cafe. Okay. So we are how far away? No, this can't be it. We're 7 hours away. That's not the right one. Okay.
Thanks, Google Maps.
Miners. I'm trying to find what she was talking about.
Minor.
Minor?
O-R.
Minor. Minor.
Like a minor.
Restaurant.
Yeah, like the minor, like a minor key.
Okay.
Not like a minor, like
Did she
pick
say
and hammer.
Mina?
There you go. Yeah, maybe that's it. Mina.
It sounded like she said minor. And
Well,
it does.
you know, Mina.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
No, none of us are right. We just misunderstood.
Sometimes you just have to translate it to the accent to understand what happened. Okay, got it. Our first house of the day. It is a 3-bedroom that is actually in town, and to be honest, we haven't been really looking at properties in towns because we really are focused on the land. That's just something that is really important to us. It's kind of a major requirement for us. In town, that's a little bit harder to find, but we figured since there were a lot of open houses actually today around town, we'd just pop in. So the first one is a 3-bedroom, and let's go check it out. We just left house number 1 and we knew pretty much instantly that it was a no-go for us as we were walking into it. It was like pushed back off of the road, so it didn't even have like a front yard situation. Like you couldn't see it from the street. You had to kind of walk down a path to get there. And it had a pretty kitchen, which was what I saw when I looked it up online. I was like, oh, that kitchen's nice. And like kitchen quality is important to me, but as we walked through it, we knew like right away, well, we knew before we even walked in it, but there was no outdoor space, which like I said, that's huge for us.
And it's what's called a cross lease, which means that you don't fully own the property that your house is on. Your neighbors also own it. So like, you know, when you're living in an apartment and you have a shared apartment complex, that's fine.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you're buying your own home, you would like to have your backyard be your backyard and not have your neighbors
having a barbecue in your backyard.
Setting up and having a barbecue.
Yeah, that's a no-go. So we are off to house number 2. House number 2. We are drenched again, but the backyard was good size. The kitchen, like everything was really tidy except for the bathroom. I would probably want to redo the bathroom.
Likes the hardwood floors.
The hardwood floors were nice.
It was spacious. Mm-hmm. The cat was great.
Alex fell in love with a little cat.
Miss cats. Like cats.
Yeah, we might get a cat. We might need to get a cat.
Might need to get a cat.
Yeah. We'll see how long he plays with a cat.
Probably not well.
No. But overall, no. We're not going to consider it or put an offer or anything because it just didn't feel...
It's also under contract already.
Yeah.
Which is something that we're learning through this whole process. Is most of the time, unless it's the absolute first open house, there's probably already an offer on the home. It's probably already been accepted, and they're just showing it to hedge their bets in case that original offer falls through.
Well, that's how we put an offer on 2 places already. There was already an offer, and we put in our offer, and we got close, but then it didn't end up going through. So, you know, I think with what we're keeping in mind right now is just how much we loved the last place, and we want to feel that again. Mm. And we're probably going to have to go out of the inner city to find that. House number 3, really pretty, gorgeously done. Definitely the most beautiful one that we've seen so far. Drawbacks, huge drawbacks. The street is super busy that it's on. Now, the house itself is really pretty. I think it was super inspiring to walk through.
Really well decorated. We just want more green. We want to be surrounded by more green. We don't want to be across the street from a big parking lot and a mall. We did that in LA, and
there are just, I don't know if you guys can hear it on the camera right now, but there are just cars going by constantly. Mm. And the house inside is beautiful, though. It was so well done, and I'm definitely pulling inspiration from their remodel, because essentially what I think happened is they just bought a 1920s cottage and just redid the whole thing to exactly what they wanted it to be. We are actually going today to be driving back towards the rural area that we love around here, and there is a cottage that's not listed yet that we are just kind of going to drive by and see what's happening there. The realtor that we were working with said, let's have you go give a peek at it just to see where it's located, to see if you'd be interested in it. So we're definitely going to do that, and that kind of gets me thinking, okay, what if this cottage could end up looking like something like that?
Definitely.
Because then we get the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
So we've got one more place to look at in town, and then we'll be heading out towards the area that we really love. Well, we quite liked that last one. It was not really in town, it was out of town, which was nice. It was just right outside of town. We really liked the way that it was done up inside. It was only a 2-bedroom, but it had a sleep out, so it kind of makes up for it. It's sort of a 3-bedroom. And we really liked the way it was done. It's kind of one of those ones where you could totally see yourself in it, but you just don't know if it's the right one. Especially because we had been so close to something else that felt more us. So, yeah, what are your thoughts?
The nice part about that house was that it was pretty much, move-in ready, and it had been done up very nicely. Yeah. It had been landscaped very nicely. It had all new appliances and a new bathroom.
The bathroom is beautiful.
But the reality of it is, in my opinion, it's still a 2-bedroom home.
Yeah.
And
it's a little too high in price for a 2-bedroom.
And the reason those people were leaving is because they didn't have enough room for their family.
Yeah.
And like, I think that, where we're at in our lives and, what we would like is we have to be cognizant of the fact that like, yeah, we're 2 people and a dog right now, but maybe in the next couple of years that won't be the same and we'll need more space for a growing family. And so buying in at the top of the market, this crazy real estate market down here in New Zealand right now, and buying a 2-bedroom home is short-sighted, in my opinion.
Yeah. The one we saw right before it just wasn't us in location at all. This one was a little bit more us in the location department, but just we just gotta wait till we feel it again. And it's
exhausting. It's
exhausting because we have felt it twice already. Like when you go and you put an offer in on a house, so many people say, oh, like don't get too attached until the key's in your hand. But if you're putting an offer in on a home, it's really difficult to not get attached to something when you have to envision yourself in it to put an offer in on it. So it's kind of difficult to completely remove your emotions from the process completely.
Yeah.
It's like,
oh, don't get attached to it, but you're like, yeah, well, I put an offer in on it, so obviously I could see myself.
And houses aren't cheap, so you have to really think about it.
I don't know.
So the search continues, my friends. We are now on our way to the more rural part of Hawke's Bay that we really love. There is nothing really on the market in this area right now that we want. We did put an offer in on something just a couple of weeks ago. Feeling a little bit defeated, to be honest, at this moment. We just drove through the little town that we put in an offer on a house, and there was a sold sign. And it was kind of depressing for both of us. We were like, we drove past it a couple times. Moving by the house that you didn't get that you really wanted, and then seeing the sold sign is like, oh, a little heartbreaking.
It's kind of like rubbing your face in the mud a little.
Exactly. Because we really love everything about it. But we also know that there is something out there that's supposed to be for us. And we've got some insight from realtors that there are things coming up on the market that are pretty much exactly what we're looking for within the next couple of weeks. So that's really promising. So we're just going to be motivated and on it in terms of looking at when things come up so that we don't miss anything. So I think a lot of people online will show, them in their new house, and you don't really get to see all of the work that it took for them to get there. I mean, I've personally never really seen that online. I always see people post photos of them in their new house, and I'm like, wow, that's so nice. But you really don't get to hear the hard parts of getting there. That's why I want to share kind of the ins and outs of all of this, the good and the bad and the hard, because it takes a lot of perseverance, it takes a lot of motivation, it takes a lot of time. It's like having a full-time job just looking for a house right now. So I know that the market is crazy everywhere in the world right now, and so many people are experiencing this, and I know so many of you can relate, and I've noticed that in all of your comments and stuff. So thank you for all of the encouragement that you guys have sent our way. I am so looking forward to the day where I can share with you guys what we found and where we found home. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you all very soon in the next one. Bye.